number 1. Good luck, players, in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Brian right now, getting started. Haatz, Tetris ready. Brian still trying to get in his current position. Tetris for Haatz. Haatz at 23. Brian at 3000. Tetris for both players. Haatz at 846. Brian at 25. Haatz is working on his stack. Brian is doing the same. Brian is ready. Brian right now 29. Haatz at 47 in the lead, but Haatz has some complications. Needs to open the well. Needs an L. Oh, that misdrop here on Mr. Haatz is gonna look very dangerous. Needs a J to get all the way over. Will need some quick taps. He's gonna go for the delayed burn. Will need an L, but the L doesn't come in time, so he has to keep waiting. He now needs a T, but oh, that undershift might not let him get the square over, and he's done at 53. And Brian already at 58 is good for game number 1. Yeah, GG. It's a point for Brian. Let's go get ready for game number 2. It's Mr. Haatz selection. I think that happens when you're playing too much modern, I guess. You feel that you have all the dash and all the rotation time to resolve things, I guess. Already 15 from Haatz. We got ready from Brian. Let's go for game number 2. Sorry. Let's go for it. In 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Brian's working on his stack. Tetris 4, neither yet. His Tetris ready though. Brian, that is, getting the first Tetris to 19. Brian's pushing down. I think. No, he's not. No, he's now. Brian right now getting another Tetris to 38, but misses the Z spin, so needs to keep dig down. Brian right now at 40, Mr. Haatz at 25. Tetris for Mr. Haatz at 40, and Brian maintained the lead at 45, but Brian's gameplay heading line says he is pushing down on the way. Mr. Haatz is taking his time. Mr. Haatz is ready, Brian is working on his stack. Mr. Haatz is setting up. Oh, but those early shifts is not looking good for Mr. Haatz. Mr. Haatz needs to clean up. LG dependent on the left side uses an S to clean up. Z, sorry. Brian in trouble. Brian on 48 going for flat burns already, pretty high up. Oh, Mr. Haatz also in trouble. 50,000 points for Brian, 48 for Mr. Haatz. And this is looking dire for both. Mr. Haatz managed to open the well. Brian still digging. Mr. Haatz getting in trouble again. Needs to get a lumbar soon. Brian right now at 53 couldn't get the lumbar over. It looks like it's over for Brian. But Mr. Haatz couldn't get the pieces over to the left. He's down at 50. Oof. Hello, Sir Beans. And we got a top out for Mr. Haatz. I thought he could get it, but yeah. Mr. Haatz 2 games down. We'll see what happens for game number 3. If Mr. Haatz want to resist the sweep again, or will Brian take it 3-2-0? Brian is ready. 18, waiting for Haatz to get ready. My copy of NES came and Tetris came. Currently high score is 58 on level 11. What level are you starting, Serpins? We got already from Haatz yet? No, not yet. Let's wait for Haatz to get ready. The match with Porto was going to last longer. Ready? Alright. I got already from Mr. Haatz. Let's go for game number 1. Starting in game number 3, sorry. In 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Mr. Serbian saying starting on level 0. Okay. Yeah, I do recommend you start on level 5. That's what Jonas always recommends. Start on level 5. You have the better scoring potential. The game is not that fast in 5. Because 0 is basically very slow for it to be like giving you any useful scoring. To get started, at least to get that your first 100, I believe that 5 is much better option. And even like to get started like for 100, 200 and such. Let Mr. Haatz at 24, getting a Tetris to 47, he's in the lead. Brian at 24 as well, getting a Tetris to 47. Tetris for both, 70,000 for Mr. Haatz and 69 for Brian. Hey now. Ooh, Mr. Haatz having an LG, depends. He gets an L, gets a J, gets the well open, and then a Tetris. Taking the lead 95, but Brian takes it back with a Tetris to 99. Haatz really doesn't want to be swept. Currently at 95. Mr. Haatz, sorry, at 95. Brian's already Tetris ready. Brian needs to get a Lombard. There's the Tetris for Brian. Brian right now at 123. And another Tetris for Mr. Haatz, 121. Brian is clean up. Brian right now at 136 and Mr. Haatz at 148. Tetris for Mr. Haatz 171. Brian at 136. Brian is behind Mr. Haatz now. Mr. Haatz is in the lead at 172. Tetris for Mr. Haatz 195. Brian at 138. Brian right now. Oh, an early shift from Brian. Gets the well open though. Brian is needing to get a Lombard soon. Those SSZs are not good and gets a Lombard for a Tetris. And now he needs to start digging pretty high up. Very rough pieces for Brian. Oh, this is not looking good for Brian. Brian needing to clean up, but this is getting too high. Brian needs to get pieces over to both sides. Brian right now at 165 and that hang on the Lombard and there's the top out and the story could repeat itself. Mr. Haatz takes game number 3. And he's not being swept again. GG. And we got game number 4 coming up. The seed is going to be 5-1. Oh no, there's no seed. Never mind. My brain's kind of fried. Sorry. Game number 4, however, it's gonna start now. Seed's going to be known, and we're gonna have game number 4. It's Haatz level selection. It's gonna be 18. He's betting on 18. Let's see how it goes. Waiting for Brian to get ready. He is now. Let's go for game number 4 in 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And Brian has started already. Had started just now. Brian pushing down? Not. He's not. My brain is kind of just tired and seeing questions where they are not. Sorry about that. Brian right now at 1500. Mr. Haatz with a very dangerous board out of the get-go. He needs to get the well opened. Brian right now at 30,000 and Haatz also 3,000. Neither will play with the Tetris. It's getting dangerous for Brian all of a sudden. Brian, oh, with a misdrop on the Z on the left side. He's getting the T over. Brian needs to be very careful. Brian right now at 6,400. Mr. Haatz in the lead at 27,000. Brian slowly getting his stack cleaned. Mr. Haatz with some complications has a lumbar dependency in column 5. He's gonna go for the Tetris first. 52 for Mr. Haatz, 35 for Brian. Haatz is gonna go for a dirty. Brian's back to the right. Well, Mr. Haatz is building. He's gonna undo that setup for the. Oh, this is getting a little spicy for Brian. Yeah, Mr. Haatz tried to go for a dirty, but undid it. Tetris for Brian. Brian at 61. Mr. Haatz at 66. So Mr. Haatz still in the lead, but Brian with the possibility to catch up as he has a cleaner board, and he is gonna get Tetris ready now. Brian right now taking the lead at 86. Mr. Haatz goes for a dirty setup, currently at 68. Brian right now at 86. Mr. Haatz needs to clean up. Mr. Haatz needs to open his well. Will need a lumbar or something else, and it is looking pretty rough. Go on, Brian defeats Brazil's enemy. Oh, and there's a Mr. from Mr. Haatz stopping out at 71, and it's over with the same result as the previous match. Brian is good for game number 4 in the match. GG. Let's go. Let's give the point to Brian, and yeah, the point to Brian, and then report it. We said 6:40, right? I don't remember what time did we set for the start. Did we say 40 or 30? Kind of tired. I'm gonna put 30 because I'm. Where is reporting? I gotta put 30 because it's like a good approximation, I guess. Copy text. Oof. Okay. And Brian. All right. I'll defeat some Brazil someday, though. I haven't beaten any Brazilian player now. I remember. Well, I beat Palau, so at the beginning of my career, I guess. Anyway, yeah, it's been a pleasure taking you. I think we're done for tonight. I don't think Japorto and Brian are playing yet. I think, or they have played already. I don't know. I don't really care at this point because I'm very tired. It's been an exhausting day, mentally, emotionally, and physically. It was a good day though, so I'm happy about that. Luis is doing this streaming a bit here. Who to raid? Not Luis to the Tetris players. Luis, my sister's boyfriend. My sister's actually doing some streaming as well. What else is happening in Tetris though? Not come. So I'm gonna raid my sister because she's my sister and I love her.
¿Quieres que se la acomode? Ay, por favor.
Okay. Let me raid my sister. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Take care. Bye bye. Raiding Valerie. Oh, all ratis.
¿Por qué no vendes las pociones y te compras otra objeto?